Hey guys, just wanted to make this video today to talk about Oddball and Assault and how amazing these game types are and how disappointed I am that they're not in Halo 5 Guardians at release. So I just found out that there is only going to be Slayer, Strongholds, which is like territories I think, Capture the Flag and Breakout as the only four game types in Arena at launch. Yeah, which sucks tremendously because I'm not sure about Breakout, but I know that Strongholds is going to play very limitedly, and that's simply because when there's a point on the map that you need to defend, like a hill or a territory or an extraction or a stronghold, the whole, I have to defend this area type gameplay, um, there's just not too much strategy around it. Like, yes, there is a strategy to holding it, and that's it, just that strategy for that point, you know? Where with Oddball, you can hold it there or you can hold it below. It's up to you. You can make any strategy and play the map any way you want to play it. I could hold the ball top snipe if I want to. Yeah, it's probably pretty dangerous, but I could if I want to, if I want to make it work. I could drop the ball and put shots and maybe that works. If my team talks about it and we figure it out and we get it to work. Or we could just do, the classic setup where you kind of hold it somewhere along elbow or green. And that's another point. It adds a lot of variation because it's somewhere along elbow and green. My team might have very high success holding it here where I've got a sight line across to top gold and I can drop and help shoot gold if I want to or if I need to. And then another team might have more success holding a bottom elbow and watching the lift over. Or they might have better success holding it at green. And that's just all a variation of the snipe setup, where if it was, say, strongholds or a territory or something, or a king of the hill, and the hill was here, that's all you could do with it. You'd have to be here, that's it. And the strategy would be, we have to have a guy S2, and the strategy against it is, how do we kill the guy S2 and the guys surrounding S2. So the thing that I absolutely love about Oddball is that it requires... Like, the strategy goes back and forward, it never stops going backwards and forwards. It's almost like there's just an unlimited meta or strategy to the game type because you can just do whatever you want with it. And it's kind of the same with Assault. But I'll have to explain Flag first. So say that we're playing Flag on this map, and you got a Flag S2, so that I'm snipe spawn and there's a Flag top gold, right? All of the game play is going to gravitate towards the imaginary line between the flags, because when you're running a flag, the fastest way to get from A to B is in a straight line, right? Sure, you might not go that direct route because it might be a bit dangerous, so you might, stick a bit close to this cover here. But at the end of the day, you're still close to that, that imaginary line between the flags. Which means some of the cool combat areas like bottom blue, don't get utilized. So this area is really freaking cool for combat, I reckon. It's the perfect range for really intense and skillful BR fights. There's a lot of options for juking and just outsmarting your opponents, and a lot of escape options and grenade bouncing options and stuff as well. So any area that gives a player a lot of options and forces skillful kind of combat, as in it's not so close everywhere that you're just meleeing each other, and it's not so far that you're just doing long range VR fights. But it's got a nice mixture of all distances. But anyway, so that's a really cool part of the map, I think. And Guardian has a lot of cool areas like that. But if we were playing CTF on this map, you'd never it wouldn't get utilized. So the gameplay would be limited in its skill requirement and its enjoyment, because you're basically, making parts of the map a dead zone. Sure, you might spawn down there, but you're not going to fight down there. You're just going to run straight back up to top mid to get close to the center line again. And that's one thing I really dislike about holding position game types like King of the Hill and Strongholds and stuff like that, because it's not even a line, it's just points. There might be a point there and a point there. And so yeah, like I was saying before, your strategy is just how do we hold top gold. The strongholds here, we have to stop them from grabbing our stronghold. And what's the best way to do that? It's usually camping. So usually you'd have a guy sitting here, you'd just be camping all around it. And that's freaking boring, man. And then, I don't know, it's just not exciting. There's no exciting clutch moments like grabbing the flag and, oh shit, kill the flag carrier, oh I didn't kill the flag carrier, or oh I did snipe the flag carrier just as you're about to cap, or the ball guy, oh they played ball just in the nick of time. Like the other day I was playing, um, and the enemy team were doing a scrim against an Australian team. They're really good. They were all alive. I managed to get down here unseen somehow. It must have been really lucky. And then I jumped and their ball guy was here. And he saw me and he dropped the ball to try and kill me. And then I just picked the ball up and chucked it off the map. And that shit's so sick. Like, it's not even a kill, but the game type just allows awesome things to happen. We're in strongholds. Like, what am I going to do in strongholds? Like, if I'd got that push and there was a stronghold or a territory there, and I got the jump on the dude unseen, I got through all his defense and got straight to the objective carrier, what's going to happen in strongholds? I'll get into a fight, maybe I'll kill him and then sit in it, and then I'll just get killed, and it's like, okay, cool, that was alright, I guess. You know, it just doesn't have the same excitement. And the strategy, like the metagame, is pretty limited as well, because, you know, you're stuck in the same position like I was saying before. And Assault, I've got to talk more about Assault. So Assault is, like, neutral Assault is so amazing, because it's essentially flag, but with a bit more depth to it, because of the whole you have to sneak the bomb in, and then, like, if the bomb gets dropped, the gameplay goes away from that center line and goes to the point at where the bomb is. So more of the map gets used, and the kind of focus of the map where you're playing changes as well. So, like, sure, in flag, where you drop the flag, you can kind of argue that the same thing happens, but not really, because the flag's not really going to be dropped that far from the center line. And also, it's more prominent in bomb because everyone is trying to grab the same bomb. You know, in flag, if I'm running it and I drop my flag down here, I don't have to worry about an enemy coming to grab the flag. Like, I have to worry about them returning it. But yeah, it's just a bit different. The other cool thing about bomb is you can be kind of inventive as well, like an oddball, like in Zealot, Neutral Assault. My team used to throw the bomb. We used to just run it in there as soon as we can without even worrying about slaying them, and then just chuck it not on the bomb point, but against the far wall, so that they couldn't pick it up and chuck it out in one go. They had to pick it up and run it for a while and then chuck it out. And then we would use that as like a bait to get a free kill. So we'd run and we'll chuck it. We had a special spot for it. I think we called it the magic spot or something like that. So we'd chuck the ball far in, then we'd start slaying. If we see bomb grabbed or whatever, we would know that there's going to be a guy running for like at least 2 seconds across their flag to try and throw it out. And we'd have a guy set up to like land shots on that dude. And so we'd usually kill him before they got it out of their base, and then we could jump in and then score it because they haven't tossed it out of their base. And you just don't have things like that in flag. So yeah, basically the argument I'm making today is dynamic or free movement objectives lead to a lot more creative and interesting and skill requiring gameplay, because you have to actually be thinking on your feet about, shit, what are these guys doing with the objective of this game? This is different. I'm not used to it being in this location. How are we going to approach the situation? So yeah, hopefully 343 puts these game types in as soon as possible. Otherwise, I'm going to be a very bored Halo 5 player. Still going to play the fuck out of it though. But yeah, cheers for watching, guys, and leave some comments below. Cheer.